Terry, pleasure to see you again.
Great seeing you again, Shawn.
Thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it. It has been probably almost exactly 2 years since we had a chance to sit down together.
Yes, it has.
Lots of water under the bridge since then.
Yes.
Last time we chatted, we talked about the implementation of a new executive director. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that's gone and maybe where the association's at over the last couple of years?
Absolutely. The association is, I feel, in a very good spot. It was undergoing by the executive board to hire the new CEO. That's what we're doing the last time that you and I talked. And obviously we hired Todd Martin as a new CEO, and he's been doing a very good job with the direction of the board. And I think Todd's experience in the seed industry has really helped the board and really helps the association.
And the association's in a great spot.
It really is. I just was in a meeting. They were just mentioning how independent seed companies in the last 5 years have picked up 4 percentage points in the seed market. So it's a growing part of our sector.
That gets a high five.
You bet.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice.
So I left it in a good spot. Leave on top and get out.
Solid advice.
Yes.
Solid advice indeed.
Yes.
So you have been out of the president's role now for a year, and I'm curious because it's not a small task. I know when we're enlisting people into executive, we like to tell them how easy and straightforward and the little amount of time that it will take them to participate, but it's not easy, and you've done a great job. I'm curious, what pieces did you take away from this experience, and then maybe is there one piece of advice that you wished someone would have given you when you walked in the door?
The biggest thing is it's a great experience, and I would highly suggest any of my colleagues interested in being on the board of directors of the IPSA to do it. It is I look at it as more of a master's program in business, and it makes you a better business person, individual, and a piece of advice is realize that you're going to commit 3 or 6 years to the association to do a good job and be an advocate of the seed industry and your customers and to realize that. And then the biggest thing when you're on the board is surround yourself with good people, and they really have a great board and good people. When I left, the freshman class that came in was very energetic, very interactive. They actually, one of them got on the officer's role right away, and they've just been very active. So I was very, very pleased with the folks that are on the board right now.
Excellent. And so, is there that one piece of advice that you wish you would have gotten when you came in the door?
The big thing is just to realize that it is going to take time.
Right.
It is time away from your business, and don't view that as a bad thing, because it will advance you. It'll help you down the line at a later point, and realize that it is going to take quality time with the association.
Well, I'm glad to see that they've been able to get you to come out of your shell, because you were such a shy guy to begin with.
Yes, I was.
Right. So you have this other small little task, other than being past president of IPSA, of running a company.
Yes, I do run a company. Absolutely. Yes, I do.
Right. And so I'm curious. We've got lots of mergers, acquisitions, lots of changes within the sector. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe what your take is on it? And maybe, if you're willing to step through this minefield, how have some of those conversations gone as you talk to these companies?
Absolutely. And that is in the forefront of the seed industry now, is the mergers and acquisitions that are going on. And it is I've told my customers that I perceive the way it's shaking out now with those companies that they really truly could be stronger trait and genetic providers if this mergers actually all come together the way it is shaking out with Bayer and Monsanto, Dow and DuPont, Chem China and Syngenta. I think that they could actually help the seed industry and help farmers get better products. Whether it via different genetics that are not available in the licensing market right now, which I think One of them is probably looking at some products that haven't been available that could be available to licensing. So that would be a very big positive for Mustang Seeds and any other independent seed company. So there is a concern on antitrust if you look at the canola market, you look at cotton, veg seed, and one of my biggest concerns would be the traits in soybeans, that we don't have one company that has, you know, the rights to every traded soybean product. So there's some concerns there, and I know that the folks that are on the board at IPSA, you know, had discussions with those companies about how that would come together, and I really think that's, you know, they're doing a good job of talking with those people through those transitions.
Excellent. Well said. Talk a little bit about farmers. So farmers in your area, like everywhere, have specific pressures and issues that they have to deal with. So my question is threefold. One, what are the key pressures that you see your farmers facing? Because I'm sure you have to have your finger on the pulse of that. Two, do they have the right tools and capabilities to address those pressures? And three, maybe talk a little bit about some of the solutions that Mustang might have to help them down some of those veins.
Sure. The biggest pressures that I see farm families having today is profitability. It's very hard. It's always been very hard for a young farmer to come into the marketplace, start up a farm, and today that's just even more so a hurdle because whether it's row crop or livestock, things are, you know, do not pencil that well. So that's probably the biggest hurdle that they have today. It's something at Mustang Seeds we've obviously analyzed and see that there are tools there for them. And we're seeing, you know, an increase in forage crops for livestock producers, cover crops. We've been basic in Mustang Seeds has been basic in cover crops for over 50 years, and we've seen a huge uptick in that. So growers are choosing different products, and whether it's a different trait or a different package in their row crop germplasm, or if it's a cover crop option to feed the livestock that keeps their expenses down, those are things that Mustang Seeds is bringing to the market to help our customers.
Right. It's never easy to narrow down a focus for a year, but can you talk a little bit about the focus for you and for Mustang Seeds for 2017?
I guess the focus is to probably look at really what's going to happen for the markets, which will predict what our customers are going to need as far as 2018 seed selection. So obviously we're a year ahead, trying to look in the crystal ball to understand what are the markets and what products our customers are going to need. And that's been challenging with all the different trait packages. There's new trait packages in soybeans that are currently that we sell today, and it looks like in the horizon we're going to have other new soybean traits. So probably spending more time in looking at those trait selections and what growers are really going to need, and looking at weed resistance and things that is a major issue for our customers.
Right. There's no lack of issues for us to deal with.
No, there certainly isn't.
Lots to go on.
Yes.
Terry, absolute pleasure to sit down with you and great to see you.
Absolutely. Great talking with you, Shawn.
Thanks very much.
You bet. Thanks.